You're listening to MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. That is Nick Gonzalez on the other side of the phone today. He's getting ready to fight Leonard Garcia down in Cowboys Dance Hall in San Antonio, Texas on Legacy Fighting Championships 23. Nick, how's it going, bud?
Hey, it's going pretty good, Frank. Man, just enjoying the Sunday afternoon off from training, and just ready to get this week over with and get to the fight. It's been a little journey here.
What do you do the last week of the fight? Like, what's your schedule like leading up to a fight?
Man, just try to just taper off. I mean, you don't really have any hard work to do left. I mean, it's kind of given with any fighter. I think you're not going to do anything magical between now and the day of the fight to get in shape. You're already in shape. You should be already in shape to fight. So, and just drilling, just a lot of drilling, going over game plans, getting the weight down, and making sure that your body's just memorize what the game plan is. You're just ready to go. You stay warm. Just doing a lot of drilling.
What you get ready to fight Leonard Garcia? Record wise, both you guys are pretty close. He's 16-11-1. You're 18-11-0. So from a record standpoint, you guys are pretty close. But he's had a lot tougher route getting to his record. Like for a while there, he had like a 5-fight losing streak. He finally won one against Ray Rio back in Legacy 21. He's had a tough run lately. How do you see him being different now than he was, say, 3 or 4 fights ago?
Um, the first thing that stuck out to me was that he switched camps up a little bit to alpha male. Um, and I think from what I'm understanding through hearing everybody or just kind of reading, I guess, in interviews or whatever, he's more like he's splitting his camp. He's not completely gone from Jackson and Winklejohn, but that tells me that he's trying to add something. He's trying to fix something. He's trying to brush up something. He's just changing things up to try to add to his arsenal, and where that's where I think he was maybe hit a hard point when he had these losing streaks. Maybe it was his wrestling defense. From what I understood, that he was takedown defense that he was trying to work on. But I did notice in the fight with Ray Trujillo, he took Ray down several times. And I'm pretty sure you're going out to alpha male, you're gonna get some good takedowns of your own to incorporate into your game. I think that's where the change is now. He's implementing takedowns.
Does it put any added pressure on you that the alpha male is now 13-0 since Dwayne Ludwig's gone up there and become the head camp, and they're talking about now how it's not Winklejohn Jackson's camp anymore. That's the head camp. It's now alpha male because of what Dwayne Johnson's doing up, or Dwayne Ludwig's doing up there.
Not at all. No. I respect Dwayne tremendously. I followed his career a long time ago when he fought early on in the K1. Even before he got into MMA, when K1 was still in the United States. Um, Leonard, is a lot more seasoned, and he's kind of he's been around longer than some of the younger guys that they have at Alpha Male. Like if you're basing a lot of the wins off of the 13-0, I think Chad Mendez racked up like four of them at least, and the kid's a phenomenal athlete. He's still very young in developing into an MMA fighter, and Leonard, I'm not saying he can't learn, he can't, pick up some things, but, I think he's it'd be harder to kind of improve in 3 or 4 months under, or whatever, Dwayne's been there, to completely, do 180 and become this, great striker, or, be very, very sharp and polished up like what Chad Mendez is able to do, because he's still a little younger, in the game, I mean, so, saying Leonard can't pick up or learn anything, I mean, to me, it doesn't really seem that he's changed much, because you look at the Ray Trujillo fight, and I think in Leonard, his body's just programmed, man. Like, as soon as you hit him, boom, like, all that shit goes out the door, and it becomes a fight,
Yeah.
Like, that's just him, and that's what makes him Leonard Garcia, and that's why he was so exciting in the UFC. It's why people like watching his fights,
Leonard's biggest problem though is that when he tends to lose decisions, which is very strange because he's in great shape. He comes hard. He comes heavy, but he's lost like 9 decisions. Of all of his losses, nine of those are by decision. Does that play into your training camp at all, or did that play into your training camp at all?
Um, in a way, it did, because they were kind of just like, don't go in looking for the finish. Don't go in eager to try to take him out, because he's had that many fights lost by decision. It was more like expect to go 3 hard rounds, and so the training was kind of built around that, And in Trujillo fight, I've known Ray personally, just seen him through the Texas scene. He blew his wad in the first round. He threw all his baggers of tricks out in the first round. He wobbled Leonard pretty good, but wasn't able to capitalize and finish it. Okay, so that was the first round. So now what you can do the second and third round, he's still in front of you. He's still going to be walking forward. He's still going to be coming trying to fight you. So that was, the camp was really just like, don't look for anything, don't force anything. Expect a hard, tough fight, and you're going to be conditioned and trained for, 3-5-minute rounds, because he has that reputation of being a hard, durable fighter. And he has 5 decision losses in a row, even at the highest level in the UFC. That's pretty, admirable. I mean, that doesn't. Yeah, he lost to some tough guys, but then nobody's put him away. I think the last time he got put away was the Korean Zombie, in the WEC. So that says a lot about him.
Who are some of the guys that you're bringing on that you're bringing with you to corner you?
My trainer here in Austin, Texas, is Jason Webster. He actually also works with Tim Kennedy when Tim's in town before he heads out to New Mexico. Robbie Rabati, he works with Andrew Craig when Andrew comes down to from Houston to Austin to do some training here at Robbie School. And also Robert Denbeck, he's the owner of Paragon Jiu-Jitsu, which is actually where I teach the kickboxing and striking program there. So there's a close group of friends of mine, good trainers that I've worked with. Jason trained me off and on throughout my career. I've known Robbie Rabati many, many years throughout my career, and same well as Robert. They all know me pretty well. They've known me for a long time now. They're, everybody always we've all kind of gone off in our separate ways. Robbie has a school, Robert has a school, Jason's training. Jason's kind of selective on the trainers he works with, on the fighters he works with. I'm sorry. Phenomenal Muay Thai striking trainer and very world class. And then also for this fight, I went back up to San Diego. I used to live out there a few years back. Went back out to Alliance. I did a camp there. I just got back into town last Sunday, actually.
How was Alliance treating you? How was Chandler and Phil Davis and Brandon Vera doing?
Dude, everybody's doing great, man. It was really, really great. The energy there is fucking awesome, dude. I mean, everybody, the week that I got there, we were, everybody's in high spirits for Phil Davis's win over Lyoto Machida. So, there's a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. Chandler got the fight with Eddie Alvarez. Brandon was getting ready for his fight, but then, Alex Gustafsson is in camp. Dominic Cruz is back, training a little bit. And he's anticipated to come back, I think, February, they said. Then we got Baby Joe. He's fighting Bellator next Saturday. Nick Piedmont fought yesterday, I believe. And then Ross Pearson just got back. Jeremy Stevens has a camp coming up, or a fight coming up. So it's a revolving door of, great fighters, man. They're just all great, positive people. Very, very, like Jackson kind of says that they're like a family. It's almost like that, man. But it's just a little more comedical. It's like they're like a big gang, the Alliances, but everybody is pushing each other. I mean, those guys already knew about my fight when I got out there because it was all over, MMA Junkie or Sure Dog or whatever. So when we were, sparring or drilling or training, whatever, man, they were really, really pushing me because, they want me to win. I'm representing not only myself, my city, Austin, Texas. Alliance, Coach Eric, Coach Adrian, all those guys up there, they're pushing me because they want me to win. And that's what the team having a big team behind you feels like, man. You got a lot of support.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here, Nick. Good luck next week against Leonard Garcia. I'll be at home watching on TV, but this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great main event. I can't wait to see this thing pull off together.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot, Frank.
I'll talk to you soon.